In 1983, KESP Sdn Bhd or KESP was incorporated to undertake the burn-in business in Bayan Lepas Free Trade Zone, Pulau Pinang. The technique involves subjecting the device, in this case an IC, to heat, voltage stress for several hours or even days and exercising it through the limits of its electrical performance. It's virtually like putting it on a treadmill and getting it to run. KSM's focus has always been in automotive electronic chips as they require more stringent safety tests. They now serve 5 of the world's top 10 automotive semiconductor manufacturers or IDMs in the world. Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel, the best place for long-term stock investors. My name is John, and in this video, you're going to learn about KESM Industries Berhad, aka KSM, stock code 9334. We will be covering its history and management, its business model, what is their latest financial status, as well as the potential risks and growth catalysts before you decide to invest. For anyone who's bought a new car recently, even a Myvi, did you notice the plethora of electronics within your car, both seen and unseen? You've got a push start button instead of a key, voice commands that control your car windows or sunroof in, the X50s or the X70s in a Proton, and even a complete audio-visual system that can rival your home AV system. Then you've got anti-lock braking system, traction control system, cruise control, and countless other safety features that weren't available probably 5 years ago. What role does KSM play in all these? Well, stay till the end of the video to find out. We start with KESM's history and management. KESM Systems and Services Sdn Bhd commenced its burn-in business in 1978 in Kepong, Selangor. Due to the rapid increase in demand, it relocated from Kepong to Sungai Way Free Industrial Zone in Petaling Jaya, where operation remains until today. In 1983, KESP Sdn Bhd or KSP was incorporated to undertake the burn-in business in Bayan Lepas Free Trade Zone, Pulau Pinang. KESM Industries Berhad was officially listed on Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad in 1994. In 1995, KESM extended its burn-in business to include testing services. By 2007, KESM established a factory, KESM Industries Tianjin Company Limited, in the province of Tianjin, China, to provide semiconductor burn-in and test services. As of today, they employ approximately 2,000 employees in these 3 locations. Let's now look at the leadership team at KSM. First, we have Mr. Samuel Lim, who is the Executive Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the company. He co-founded and led the company to become Malaysia's largest independent provider of burn-in and testing services. Mr. Lim holds a diploma in industrial engineering from Canada and has more than 45 years of experience in the semiconductor and electronics industry. As one of the pioneers in the local semiconductor burn-in and test industry, Mr. Lim holds 3 US patents in his recognition for his invention for various solutions involving burn-in and test. Next, we have Mr. Kenneth Tan, who is responsible for the group's strategic direction, corporate affairs, investor relations, and oversees the financial management of the group. Prior to joining the group in 1987, he worked in an international accounting firm, a major property group in Singapore, and subsequently a diversified multinational group in the manufacturing and packaging industries. Mr. Tan holds a Bachelor's of Accountancy degree from the National University of Singapore and is a fellow member of the Institute of Singapore Chartered Accountants. Have you gotten a copy of our stock portfolio guidebook? This guidebook shows you how to start constructing your 6-figure stock portfolio and how the rich invest across different asset classes. The best part, it's free, and find the link in the comment section below. So, we now look at KESM's corporate structure and business model. KESM Industries Berhad is the largest independent burn-in and test services provider in Malaysia, serving the world's leading semiconductor manufacturers. KSM Group also provides electronic manufacturing services primarily to the original equipment manufacturers or OEMs, original design manufacturers or ODM in the computing, industrial, communications, and consumer markets. The group is made up of 3 wholly owned subsidiaries, namely KESP Sdn Bhd, Malaysia, which provides semiconductor burn-in services and electronic manufacturing services. Secondly, KESM Test Malaysia Sdn Bhd, which provides semiconductor testing services. And lastly, KESM Industries Tianjin Company Limited that provides semiconductor burn-in and testing services. Now, I'd like to spend some time explaining what is burn-in and testing services and why it is important. Manufacturers of integrated circuits produce billions of ICs a year, and some of these circuits may be defective at the time it is produced, or may have a delayed or what we call latent defect. A latent defect allows the device to work for a very short period of time, but will eventually fail once the device is put under stress. Burn-in is a process of stressing the semiconductor to weed out these potentially weak circuits. The technique involves subjecting the device, in this case an IC, to heat, voltage stress for several hours or even days, and exercising it through the limits of its electrical performance. It's virtually like putting it on a treadmill and getting it to run, right? This is currently the only effective test method of assuring high reliability of semiconductors. They do this by either developing their own test equipment or methods via its parent company Sunride Limited, which is listed in Singapore. Or alternatively, they buy third-party test solutions from vendors like Teradyne, Advanced Test, Aher, or Unisys, which is now part of the Cohu Group. KSM's focus has always been in automotive electronic chips as they require more stringent safety tests. They now serve 5 of the world's top 10 automotive semiconductor manufacturers or IDMs in the world. Basically, the flow goes like this. Integrated circuits are produced by KSM's clients like the automotive IDMs. While they cannot disclose their clients due to strict non-disclosure agreements or NDAs, my educated guess is these IDMs would be guys like NXP, Renaissance, Infineon, Toshiba, and even Texas Instruments, to name a few. These chips are then sent to KSM, in which they are baked in an oven or cooled in a chiller while being subjected to a series of functional tests to ensure they are still working at those temperatures and high voltages. Chips that pass these tests are then either handed back to their clients or shipped off to the next station. This next station is either a Tier 1 supplier like Autoliv, Continental AG, Denso, Robert Bosch AG, or an electronic manufacturing services or EMS provider that will finally assemble the product. That is why KSM also provides EMS services to their customers who turn to them for a one-stop turnkey solution provider. Fewer parties to deal with, fewer headaches. We started this channel to upskill the retail investor and to create a like-minded community so that they are able to invest their money in stocks better. We do this by creating concise but well-researched content. If you have benefited from watching this, do help us widen our reach by subscribing to our channel and hitting that like button so that this content can reach a wider audience. Don't forget to hit that notification bell too so that you know when the next videos are out for you. What about KSM's financials? The trailing 12 months revenue ending January 2021 was 229.6 million, a 22% drop from 307 million in July 2019, in which July is their financial year-end period. Their net profit also dropped from 6.3 million to 0.83 million during the same period. While this is alarming if viewed on the surface, the context of the situation is very related to the huge drop in the number of chips being tested by KSM because of declining car sales in China and the US. This was due, obviously, to COVID-19, pandemic, and the US-China trade war before that. Over the past 10 years, their revenue did grow from 225 million in 2010 to 307 million before the COVID-19 pandemic struck. So that gives us a compounding rate of 3.51%. During the same period, their net profit declined from 11.7 million in 2010 to 6.3 million in 2019. The drop in profit for 2019 was largely due to a result of lower demand for their burn-in services and testing. Their operating cash flow still remains positive at 37.9 million for the trailing 12 months ending January 2021. KSM is a net cash company. With its cash and equivalents of 226 million, is roughly 3.5 times larger than their total liabilities of 62 million. This is a really sizable war chest for them to do many things, either to tide through the current storm like this pandemic, conduct R&D work to prepare for the next technological change, or even make bold capex plans to prepare for the upsurge in demand for semiconductor chips, which I will deliberate more in the growth catalyst. What are KSM's business risks? Make no mistake, the semiconductor industry is both very competitive and cyclical. It requires huge capital investments with rapid changes in technology that require timely investments to prevent obsolescence. I once posed a question to Mr. Samuel, the executive chairman, during one of the AGMs on how fast he needs to upgrade his testing equipment. He replied there was once his testers got delayed in delivery, and by the time it arrived, his clients told him that the machine was already obsolete in its test functions to them. That's how brutal the market condition is. The second risk is the rising cost of labor and competition for qualified personnel. If you ask engineers from the E&E industry, most of them harbor the ambition of being a design engineer and definitely not a test engineer. Well, Mr. Samuel likens his company's services to the janitors of the industry, where they do the dirty work of ensuring integrated circuits or ICs work using a very tedious testing process. It is not easy to attract talented engineers to perform this kind of work, and they have managed to improve their employee turnover by 6% in 2020. Highly commendable. The third risk is actually intellectual property theft and the potential loss of customers. To be a burn-in test service provider, KSM will need access to the internal design of a particular integrated circuit to design the test parameters around it. That entails their clients divulging their trade secrets to KSM, whom they must trust to keep these secrets safeguarded from their competitors. Should a leak occur, that trust is destroyed and will potentially cause KSM to lose its customers as well. Last but not least is their supply chain disruption risk, especially to their EMS business. This includes the responsibility of sourcing 3 TG metals, tungsten, tantalum, tin, and gold, as well as printed circuit boards or PCB, which is very prone to cyclical changes to supply and demand. Well, it's not all doom and gloom, and what are the potential growth catalysts for KSM? Plenty, I would say. And I wouldn't be able to cover all of them, but I will highlight the key ones. While being in a cyclical industry, the demand for an ever-increasing smartness in the products we use every day is definitely on an upward trajectory. I'm referring to the semiconductor industry, where everything now has some level of smartness to it and is nothing more evident in the automotive industry. The global automotive electronics market is set to grow at a compounding annual growth rate of 9% till 2027. The current total addressable market is $248 billion. The growth trajectory is evident with the buzz surrounding the shortage of automotive electronics recently. If you haven't heard, some automakers had to shut down their production lines and even ask government officials to intervene. This is to ensure they would get their electronic chips to resume the production of their cars. Yes, it is that bad. The second growth catalyst is electronic component makeup in cars is set to increase substantially, regardless of whether the EV car will one day take over the internal combustion engine car or ICE. Here's why I say this. The average electronic component cost makeup of an ICE car in both emerging to developed markets is roughly between $50 to $100 in 2012. For a luxury car, it's about $1,000. As more and more of these features are introduced to mid-segment and compact cars, you will see the component makeup take a higher percentage of the car cost. You can already see it in your mid-luxury car segment. Look at the Honda Accord safety feature that is available today, like the lane watch. These features only existed in Volvos or Mercedes and BMWs in the past, but now even mid-tier Japanese car models are jumping on this bandwagon. Even our Malaysian iconic car, which is the Perodua Myvi, is already putting some of the more expensive competitors to shame for their electronic features in their car. The third catalyst, ironically, is safety regulation. While the first gas-powered ICE car went onto the road in 1886, seatbelts were only mandatory in 1964, almost 78 years later. In 1977, Sweden made it compulsory for all cars to have day running lights, DRL. You know those fancy LEDs around, those more expensive cars? In 2011, the European Union followed suit, mandating all cars made that year onwards must come equipped with day running lights. I wouldn't be surprised that anti-locking brake system and traction control becomes mandatory soon as the cost of implementing this gets lowered over time. More people die from car accidents every year as compared to aeroplane crashes. I look forward to the day when electronics in cars can really improve the safety of car travel and made available to affordable cars too. There you go, my 2 cents on KSM. I hope this will kickstart your own due diligence on the company to help you decide whether to invest or not. Thank you for staying till the end, and do watch some of our other videos on the channel. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram with the links below, and I'll see you in the next video.